Okay, Hatter. That's so sad. I can't believe it. Ah! She donated to Goodwill.
Alright, hey everybody. It's I with a brand new video. Now I know this is off course because we've been on the Marvel train for the past 3 videos, but I decided to veer off just a little bit so we can talk about the Barbie movie, okay? Let's talk about it. Here we go. Alright, so let's get to it. So Barbie graced us last year back in, 2023 on the silver screen. She broke the box office by, was it 1.45 billion? Okay. She beat out Super Mario, which I think it was like 1.36 billion or something like that. Either way, knocked that little boy out the water, okay? Came through, did her thing. Everybody went to the movie theater in pink, okay? Pink was the attire. You would have thought it was like the Renaissance store. You know how Beyonce had us wearing silver and stuff? It was like that, but in pink, okay? I remember one of my coworkers, he was like, yeah, I'm going to... he was like, yeah, I'm about to wear my pink. I'm like, what? Like, Barbie had everybody in pink, okay? But Barbie, like, the movie was very much, controversial, okay? Even though it, broke the box, people were very much kind of torn about it. After watching the movie, I can see why, okay? Because when it comes to talks of feminism, people get a little squirrely about it. Anything really, like it was, feminism, racism, any of that, people get very much squirrely. Understandable, But again, like, my own opinion, okay, which we'll kind of get into that later. I'm not about to go verbatim of everything that happened in the movie. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to, have my little opinions on certain things and talk. But Barbie, I feel like Barbie won. The movie came out in a very much weird time. Like 2023 in film, or I don't even want to just say 2023. I feel like for the past few years, the film industry, whether it's in movies or TV show, has been very much weird, okay? Because we are in the age of in reboots, remakes, nostalgia, okay? Nobody is really, stuff that's already been repeated over and over. Talking about, scary films, talking about y'all, okay? Biopics, stuff like that. We're getting a lot of that, but not a lot of original ideas, I mean, it's rare that we might get something that's original. Like, I feel like the closest thing I can think of to an original idea is literally anything Jordan Peele has done. If y'all want to talk about anything original, put down in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. Who has done something that's very much original. But we're, and then not to mention, all of 2023, we were in a writer's strike. And then we were also in, I think, actors. They went on strike too. So it's been a lot. Okay, it's been a whole lot, all around. People are underpaid. The higher ups are like, oh, we don't care, we can just replace you. Okay, and then it's like, okay, but how are you gonna replace us when all of us feel the same way? Like, how are you gonna do that, right? And then the actors are like joining in the solidarity, like, well, we agree, stuff like that. You got Taraji P. Henson crying because she's been in the acting industry for years and is still underpaid. You know what I mean? It's just a lot. Okay, so with all that's going on, okay, and for the numbers that Barbie did, she did her thing basically. But I feel like with that, the issues that are in the movie, like Barbie, she falls under the nostalgia. Okay, movies. She falls under that. She's in there with Super Mario. She's in there with Sonic and Lego Movie. All that. She's in there with that. But I feel like what kind of breaks them apart is, and I feel like for me is also kind of an issue in this movie as well, is yes, it is about feminism, and then yes, it is about women's, equality and all of that and fairness. which is fine, but at the same time, there's a such thing as overkill, okay? And I honestly feel like this movie, it began to be overkill. At least there was one part of the movie where I was like, okay, y'all are really like doing too much here, like, you know. And I feel like with Super Mario, Sonic, Lego Movie, all of that, it's nostalgia, okay? Like, because Super Mario Movie was also controversial as well, especially because you had Chris Pratt playing Super Mario, and they felt like, oh my god, Super Mario, that's not his voice. I mean, there was one part of the movie where he actually sounded like Super Mario, but it's like, you can have a nostalgia movie, okay? You can have that and cater to that audience with that same nostalgia, but also tweak it to where it's fresh. You know what I mean? Because I enjoyed the Super Mario movie. I did. Same thing with Lego Movie. Love Lego Movie. I'm gonna actually go watch it after I'm done with this, right? Everything is awesome. Don't copyright me. Don't copyright me. Don't do it. I just everything is awesome to me, okay? But didn't he play in that one too? Damn, Chris Pratt, we can't escape you, man. What? But I just feel like with Barbie movie, I feel like you had certain moments where they acknowledged the, hey, you remember, you know, you played with Barbies and stuff, like, hey, you remember that? But then they also, you know, kind of scaled away from that, because again, they're trying to send a message about feminism and all that other stuff, again, which is fine, but it's like taken away, like, again, like, you had some fun. I feel like, for me, honestly, like, the most fun in the movie were the Kens. Like, I feel like they stole the movie, because it's like Ken and Barbie, they go to the real world, and then Ken finds out about patriarchy, and he's just like, hey, give me a job, you know. And they're like, you can't do that, you don't have a PhD. He's like, what? And he's like, okay, let me be a lifeguard. Okay, well, you can't be a lifeguard just standing here. He's like, yes, I can. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Like, Kens, to me, like, they were the movie, like, and I'm sorry, but it's just, you know. And I get, like, the plot is, in Barbie world, women rule the world, they run the world, okay? They are girls, they run the world, okay? And then they come to the real world and realize that it's not like that. And it's not. It really is not. But at the same time, like, how do I put it? It just became way too serious for me. I think it was too serious. I'm like, you know, I'm not saying it had to be kiddie fun. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, this is Barbie, okay? Like, there's a scene when you know, Barbie, you know, Ken, basically, you know, they've taken over Barbie land. All the Barbies are brainwashed into glorifying men and stuff like that. And Ken is basically throwing Barbie's clothes out, like, stuff like that was cute, okay, where they would throw it in, like, oh, Barbie's colossal pants, like, the stuff like that was fun, you know what I mean? But it just, I feel like, became overkill, where there's a scene when America Ferrera, okay, which, by the way, she looks a little different, you know, because she used to be an ugly Betty. Now, I don't know if it's because she's older or she might have lost weight, but it's like her eyes were, like, extra big. I'm like, what is she okay? She good? She breathing? You good? You need some life in you. Like, you okay? But nonetheless, but it's a scene where Barbie just is defeated. Like, she just feels just down in the dumps. And then all of a sudden, America does this whole scene where she's talking about basically the life of a woman, okay? This woman, okay, that you never you can never be enough, but you can't be too much of enough. You know what I mean? Like, it's always damned if you do, damned if you don't. You know what I mean? And it's true. It's very much true. And that was used to dismertify, shout out to Don King, dismertify all the Barbies back to normal, right? But it was just, again, it got overkill, because the same speech over and over to all the Barbies, and in America, she just looked like she was winded. I'm like, ma'am, all of them? You gotta say this speech over and over and over and over and over. And I'm like, okay, it's almost like you're hitting a nail, but it's like, okay, we get it. You know what I mean? Excuse me. And maybe I'm kind of playing into what she was talking about, like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. And yeah, but at the same time, I'm like, there's certain things about the movie that, made it, like, how it was able to cater to, those of us who played with Barbies. Like, the way when Barbie was, depressed and sitting on the sidewalk, and how she just kind of sat down, and then she just, like that, and then she just laid back. I'm like, that's how we played with Barbies. Like, stuff like that. Weird Barbie. Hello? We all had a weird Barbie. And then it was funny because they was like, why is she always in a split? Because we put them in split. Like, Barbie got to do a split. Like, what? Okay, man, we all had that one bro. I had that Barbie was like, oh shit, I forgot she was under the bed. I forgot she went over there. Get in the tub. Get in the truck. Okay, get in. Stuff like that. Like, nostalgia. Like, if you're gonna play on nostalgia, actually play on it. It's the same thing they did in Super Mario, which I was like mad. I'm like, why is everybody mad? Okay, the Rainbow Bridge. Okay, y'all remember that when they was riding? Come on, Mario Kart, the bananas. Play to nostalgia, but like, you just. And I'm not saying because of that I feel like the movie was bad. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, just know when to draw the line. Even Will Ferrell, give that man his flowers today, okay? Like, I don't know what it is y'all are waiting on. Give that man his flowers, because at the BET Awards, where they do Lifetime Achievement Award, they need to do that for, like, actors. Like, y'all need to give Will Ferrell his flowers. Johnny Depp, give that man his flowers. Like, so many people deserve, like, what, do they do this at Kennedy Honors? Like, where do they do this at? Like, give these people their flowers, because they go in there and tear him out. Jim Carrey, like, bro, come on. But no, Will Ferrell, like, because they were showing, like, how to go through, like, how to get, like, through Barbie Land to the real world. Like, you have to, you start off, like, in a car, and then you're on a boat, and then you're camping and all of that, and then you're, in Venice Beach on rollerblades. Like, and it was just funny, because, again, you had the Barbie, Barbie and Ken, they were doing it. Then Ken does it by himself. And then you had Barbie and the little girl and all that. You had them. And then the part when they had the business people doing it, at me, I was dying laughing from that. Stuff like that was funny. And they're sitting here trying, like, because, yes, it's crazy how they also threw in there the creator of Barbie. What's her name? Ruth. Okay. RBG. Okay. No, not her. Not her. Sorry. I'm sorry. Ruth. Okay. The lady that created Barbie. Okay. You had her in there. And I also kind of feel like it was funny, but it was also a little cringe that, you know, she was like, yeah, I used to be the creator of Barbie, and then tax invasion happened. I'm like, and then like she told the joke once, and then she did it twice again, and I'm like, okay, this is a little cringe. You keep bringing up your tax evasion. I'm like, girl, we don't want to hear about that. We don't want to hear about how you lost the company. Like, ooh, oh, but okay. Like, it's one thing, like, you tell the joke one time, it's like, oh, okay. Then you tell it twice, and it's like, I'm cringing. I'm the queen of cringe. But, you know, but it's, you know, again, a woman created Barbie, and then now it's just globally ran by men. Like, I get that. But, Will Ferrell, he's just like, hey, get this box. He's like, and then he was like, and guess what? Barbie is in love with Ken. And she's like, I don't love him. She's, dang it. Like, Will Ferrell, like, oh my gosh, like his character, and then the business people around him, like they did that. They did their thing. Yeah, so honestly, I feel like who stole the show for me would be Will Ferrell, Ryan Gosling, and then who's the girl that be on Saturday Night Live that played Weird Barbie? She also, like, she was flipping around like she is Cirque du Soleil. Like, what? Oh yeah, and before I forget, another person that stole the show for me, Issa Rae, President Barbie. Okay, love Issa Rae. Okay, she started off on YouTube. Then she had her own show on HBO called Insecure. Now she's doing great things, bigger and better things. She's playing President Barbie, okay? All of that. Rooting for everybody black, okay? Quoted by Issa Rae. And she's a Capricorn, okay? Hell yeah, okay? We out here doing the damn thing. But yeah, like, and I don't want anybody to walk away from this video and think that, because that's also a big topic of, you know, where people think that when we talk about certain things like feminism or racism or anything dealing with LGBT, like anything dealing with something that is uncomfortable, that it shouldn't be talked about. No, it definitely should be talked about, okay? It's just, there's a time where it can be a bit much, okay? Because especially when we live in a world where that's all we deal with, okay? That's all we deal with. That's all I deal with. I deal with it every single day. To be young, gifted, black, and female, okay? And I'm bisexual. I deal with that shit every single day. Why do I have this? I don't know. But I deal with it every day. And sometimes we need that bit of distraction to just take our minds from that. That doesn't mean we need a full, you know, it's just, what I'm saying, it needs to be a balance. You know what I mean? And I feel like, which is why I feel like a lot of people were kind of disliking the Barbie movie, because it wasn't much of a balance there, you know? But I guess when you think about it, what else? How else would they do this movie? I mean, like I said, how they did it with Super Mario, and how they did it with, you know, Lego movie. Like, again, like, they literally started the movie, you know, when Barbie wakes up, you know, she is pretending. Like, everything is pretend. Like, 'cause that's how we play. Okay, Barbie is pretending to drink milk. She's pretending to eat. She's pretending to take a shower. You know, they literally said none of the Barbie houses have doors, because why? We just pick them up. We just pick them up. And then Barbie just slides. The way she just slided into the car. Like, that right there. They could have just did that. But again, like, they just kind of, like, it just needed to be a little, like, yeah, you can talk about how Barbie has changed the world. And then, yes, Barbie goes into the real world and it's like, no, you're not. Okay, you are, like, a bimbo. I'm sorry, you got a whore. Because, you know, yes, Barbie can do whatever, but sometimes people expect, like, some people try to look like Barbie, and it's like, nah, like, stuff like, girl, child, come on to reality. And honestly, like, the little girl that was there, was she really needed? Do y'all think she was needed? Honestly, like, she was just kind of there, you know, like, she didn't really do much for me. But yeah, and also the product placements. Everybody go get you a Chevy, whatever car, new Chevy they had. You know how in the movies, because they do it in Marvel all the time. Okay, Iron Man drove an Audi. Black Panther, he had a Lexus. Okay, car placements. Okay, so make sure y'all go get you a Chevy. And with that being said, I am out of here. I will see y'all in Iron Man 2. Okay, make sure y'all go check out my other videos, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.
Oh, those are hard memories. This is so sad. You still donate that to Goodwill?